Hey everybody, I'm John Singletary, coming to you from the Help Myself Collective. This is your first episode of the Playbook. When I created the Monday Morning Mind Hack, I wanted to give a quick inspiration to kind of change our mind about Mondays, but I realized I could go a little bit deeper. I could speak on topics that really speak to my life and to my heart and to my passions, not just about professional development, but the political and social landscape that we find ourselves in. And so I decided to take some time to just talk about things in a little bit more in depth. A few weeks ago, I dropped a Monday morning mind hack called Dream On Dreamer. And the underlying tension to that mind hack was the fact that there's often a disappointment that stalls your dream. And I want to talk about how we can move through that disappointment, because disappointment is very much an important part of our journey in life, leadership, love, and all of the lessons that come with it. And so I remember, I would say it was the latter part of my career. I was a senior master sergeant at the time for my non-military folks. That's pretty high up on the chain of command. There's only one promotion higher than that, which was Chief Master Sergeant. And I had put in a couple of times and done a few interviews for promotion, and I really felt like I positioned myself in my career to be excellent for a promotion. And I've been turned down several times. And at a conference, I'm faced with a room full of people who have been promoted. And they're sitting in a room talking to one of my teams. And the emotions of it hit me, that I felt like I deserved to be sitting in one of those seats. And that was not to take away from anyone that was currently sitting in that seat, but I strongly felt that I deserved it. And I had to step out of the room for a moment while they talked to one of my teams. And I had to gain my emotional bearing. And there were several things that I learned in that moment. Like, I had to give myself the opportunity to mourn the loss, because the loss is real. And a lot of times we're dealing with losses like the loss of the dream relationship, the loss of the dream career, the loss of things not going the way that you planned and believed that they would go. And that you have to make a pivot, that you have to change course. And sometimes you have to mourn the fact that things didn't work out the way that you expected, hoped, or planned. And so I took that time to mourn. And I really had to sit with that. It wasn't just it was, I had to understand how I was feeling. And I think that's important for us, to really take time to mourn the things that we lost, instead of continually and perpetually moving forward as if we're tough and we can just keep things going. We had to take some time to mourn what we lost. And then I had to realize, hey, what are the important things here to me? I had a team that I had to show up for, but more importantly, I had a team that had continually showed up for me. It's easy for me to take credit because I was in the leadership position, but they really gave me grace and space to grow as a leader. They believed in the vision. They worked hard. They supported me. They had my back. Oh, them. And so after I mourned, after I understood what was important, and I came up with a game plan, that it was time for me to show up for my team. And I wasn't going to let the fact that I hadn't been given the position, the rank, the pay raise, and even the authority to do this thing, say, what do I have here that I'm working with? And I'm going to maximize that. I maximize our training programs. I maximize the way we develop our team members. I maximize the way we worked as an organization. And it seasoned me even more as a leader. Now, granted, I want to be clear, I was ready at that moment to take on that leadership opportunity. But because it was not available to me, because I had been passed up, I didn't just take my toys and go home. I continued to work to get better. And so a few years later, this point I'm ready to retire, people in leadership started noticing me. Leadership changed out, and they would hear me talk, or they would see me, or they would take an audit of my teams, and there began to be murmuring. They were really just impressed with how I was operating. And then to people speaking my name in rooms that I had never been in. And then opportunities came. And I eventually did get promoted. It didn't happen on my schedule. It didn't happen the way that I thought it would happen. But it did happen. I am proud to have served as a Chief Master Sergeant in the United States Air Force. I am proud of my teams. I'm proud of the people that I had the opportunity to serve with. But I had to take time to mourn what I lost in that moment. I had to take time to take inventory of what was important and where I needed to focus. And then I needed to put my money where my mouth is. And when dealing with disappointment in life and in leadership, those are some of the things that we have to do. We have to recognize that there are real losses. We have to mourn those losses. We have to humanize ourselves. It is okay to be disappointed when things don't go your way or according to plan. And not only did I do that, but I recognized what's really important to me. Like, will this promotion be the end all be all for me? Absolutely not. I had so much more to be thankful for, to be proud of, and I had so much more that I need to show up for. So I made sure I prioritized that. And then I went to work. I got better. Not because I got a better opportunity. I took the opportunity that I was holding in my hands, and I made myself, my teams, and I made that opportunity better. I set it up and made it better for the people that would come behind me. And I set it up and made a better path forward for myself. And so sometimes in life and leadership, those lessons that you learn, you have to get past that disappointment, but you have to do something positive with it. So the question you got to ask yourself is, what are you going to do with this disappointment that you're feeling? Are you going to let it take you off track? Or are you going to push forward? And when you answer that question, it'll unlock a lot of doors for you moving forward in your future. So thank you for taking some time with me. This is John Singletary of the Help Myself Collective. This was your first episode of the Playbook, and I want to encourage you to lead well and to lift others. Till next time.